good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are on our beautiful globe. Welcome to the EGU podcast for awakening and emerging entrepreneurs. And today we're going to bust open how to overcome the 4 deadly energy traps that can kill your business success. And these will not only apply to your business, but also spill into your personal success. I am Michelle Reinhardt, creator of Entrepreneurs Globally Unite online community. And today, folks, the only thing you need to do is set your intention to receive. Receive this transformative information. Please grab a pen and paper, turn off your zings and pings for the next 30 minutes, and we'll dive right in as I welcome to the show Lisa Meisells. Hello, Lisa, and welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
It's nice to be on the other side, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Lisa, when I first asked you what you do, your answer is why I invited you onto the show. You mentioned that you help women feel beautiful inside and out. May I share your bio with our audience, Lisa?
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Yes. Fantastic. So, guys and girls, Lisa is an online visibility strategist for women who feel a calling to transform lives and make a positive impact on the planet. She believes that your uniqueness is your brilliance. She wants you to get clear on your unique values, stand tall for what you believe, and shine so brightly that you attract exactly those people who've been waiting for you and dreaming of your service. Her professional experience, along with her personal life journey, her online business and broadcasting skills as the host of the Women Reconnecting radio show and the Empowered Living video show, allow her to offer her clients a powerful combination of expertise and resources that help them stand out, get noticed online, and become client magnets. I hope you're excited, guys and girls. I certainly am. Wow, that's fantastic. So, Lisa, please, is there anything more you'd like to add to that bio before I start asking some really cool questions to get us going?
No, I think that pretty much says it all. I mean, I've got a long history of, what I've done, of course, but I don't think it really matters as far as, what we're talking about today.
Fantastic. All right. So when we had this conversation, we both accepted and realized that there are some really deadly energy traps that suck us dry. So I know you've done a lot of research and a lot of work on this and created a program to help people with this. So why is this subject of energy traps so important, especially to service entrepreneurs?
Well, business owners struggle constantly with low energy, and especially those that are newly established. If you're the only one on your team, you're being pulled in all different directions. You're wearing all different kinds of hats. So I want to show you some areas that you probably never thought would impact your energy and business, and then tell you what you can do about them. But, if you're a service-based entrepreneur, you are instinctively a nurturer. And so you want to make sure everybody's taken care of and everybody's happy. And so this usually means that you prioritize yourself last and ultimately, losing out on your own nurturing and your own well-being. So I know it's really important to have time for yourself. For me personally, it's so important. And I know that when people don't take time for themselves, they burn out really easily. So I believe this is really one of the reasons why so many new entrepreneurs quit or fail at their business, because they just don't have the energy to keep going. And it's not, we're going to talk about all these different kinds of energy traps. It's not just physical energy. And so much of the time people think that it's just, when they think of energy, it's just physical, but it's not. It's so much different. So, your attitudes, how you feel, how you show up in the world, all of this, the content you create, what you post on social media, your potential clients see this and they resonate with how you're feeling, or you could actually be repelling people as well. So showing up energetically is really important.
Yeah, it sure is. And I love that, because we do have to look at our business from all facets. We bring to the table every part of us. And if one part of us is letting us down, it's going to drag the whole part down, isn't it? And not only that, but we are, yes, nurturers, and we're family, we're the barometers of our families as well. So we have to bring that in to the equation, So yeah, cool, absolutely wonderful. So I love this. How did you discover these particular 4 energy traps, Lisa?
Well, it was a series of things that happened to me where I just really started to hone in on my own energy level and what was causing it to drop. And it really came from one of these big launches that I went through where the first time the first time I really took notice of it was I had gone through this launch and nothing turned out like I wanted it to, of course. And right? And I got really sick. And I realized that it wasn't really, I wasn't connected to what I was doing. I wasn't finding joy in it. I was trying and forcing and pushing and, everything that could go wrong. All the signs were there, stop. This is not what and I didn't listen. I just kept pushing. And it really made me physically ill for a couple months. I was out of work for a couple months. Yeah. And then, about a year later, I did another launch, and it just kind of, I had to really tune in. I thought I was doing all the right things. I was getting up early. I was meditating. I was eating right, going to bed early, all these things. But I wasn't really checking in intuitively with how I was feeling. And so again, I started repelling the people that I was trying to attract because I really didn't want to do it.
Wow.
And so it's like kind of trying to navigate how you feel. I think that's how I navigate my life. It's how I feel. And so knowing how you feel emotionally and spiritually and physically and mentally, these are all of the things that can really affect our energy level.
That's completely in alignment with what I was discussing yesterday and over the last few weeks. This energy of our new earth, our new world, is all feeling. And if you're feeling light and bright, it's usually right. And if it's hard work, you're out of alignment, and you do need to step back and you need to just reassess what's going on. And it's simple, but we are hardwired to do things hard.
Right. If something's not working and you've worked on it so long and hard, you want to make it work. And then you just keep driving it. And it's like you're meeting resistance the whole time.
It's the hustle. It just doesn't work that way anymore. And and I'm sorry that you had to learn that the hard way.
Well, that's how we learn.
Unfortunately, the bigger and the harder we fall, the bigger and the better we bounce, isn't it?
That's right, yes.
Absolutely. So would you mind telling us firstly about the most common energy trap?
Yes. So the most common energy trap is called the worthiness trap. And this one is really silent. Most people aren't even aware of it. But like you were just talking about feelings, it preys on your feelings. And so it leaches the energy as you go about your day, leaving you feeling kind of beat up and dragged through the ringer, or wanting to just be invisible and, go away and want to, hide, pull the sheets up over your head or whatever. And, this is not something that you can really do when you want to be visible and help your business and grow your business, right? So entrepreneurs with this kind of an energy deficit are often in the service-based business, and they often tend to be highly sensitive or empaths. They love to help other people. Usually they're introverts. And the problem is that they don't take time for themselves, right? So they are always trying to do things for everybody else and taking care of everybody else. And then what happens is they end up feeling resentful of their situation, and they feel guilty when they finally do slow down and rest, or they numb out to escape. And so this worthiness drain is associated with the emotional baggage that we carry around from childhood, and the patterns that were created at a point when we first learned how to cope with maybe a traumatic, it could have been It could have been a situation that seemed traumatic when you were 2 years old that you look at now and it's like, okay, your dad didn't give you ice cream. And so, it doesn't mean anything now to you, but when you were that little, that was something traumatic. So these patterns carry through our life and we don't even know where they came from half the time. So the coping skills that protected you at that point in time you've started to kind of outgrow them. So they worked for you for a while, but you haven't replaced them with a new set of healthier coping skills. And so you begin to have these energy leaks. And Michelle, outgrowing old patterns and beliefs can be really difficult because they've been handed down to you from authority figures, people that you trusted all your life. And when you are out of alignment, you start to feel uncomfortable or boxed in or trapped. And that's kind of the key, that things are not going the right way. So these patterns, they create a need to seek approval of others, to validate, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're doing. And the habit is seeking validation outside yourself. And this continues to cause that energy drain. So the symptoms that you would be having are your energy becomes depleted, you feel more self-conscious, your self-esteem goes down. And you can see how this can really affect your business, right? I mean, if you have no self-esteem, you don't value what you're putting out there, and then you're not going to be attracting your clients. So you may find it difficult to charge high prices. You may, be giving away things for free all the time because you are the nurturer, right? You are the carer. But you're actually doing people a disservice when you do this, because you're not able to stand up for yourself. So you're not able to put them at a 10 and hold them to that, to bring themselves up. So it shows up in your business as kind of a lack of momentum, like a sluggishness to your business. And people who suffer from this worthiness energy leak, they fear vulnerability and visibility. So this is definitely one area that I work with on my clients who tried to get out there online and find that no one's noticing them. So we really have to dive into this worthiness energy drain, because where it's coming from. So I can go through what contributes to it, and then what kind of the solution is. So what contributes to this is emotionally stuffing things that actually takes up space in your body. And it can actually manifest as a real blockage. You know this, you're with your healing work, right?
I do. I'm sitting here nodding, although no one can see me. But.
So these old patterns, they can accumulate, they can hold space inside you, accumulate, manifest as a blockage or a health concern or something, feeling stuck in your business or feeling trapped in your life, feeling like that is the worthiness drain. And then, so the solution to this would be to, because you don't like conflict, you kind of find situations that you're not able to stand up for, and you want to kind of go and hide. So one of the things that you tend to do is you think you're physically tired when you're really mentally tired. This is like an emotional tiredness. So one thing that we know is that that situations that seem to trigger worthiness are really just arising to show you that pattern is there so that you can heal it, right? It's coming up repeatedly so you can be aware of it. And when you don't address it, when you just stuff it or push it away or go and hide or sleep, it doesn't go away, right? It just keeps showing up.
It shows up in a different way. It maybe a different person presents it, or you just keep getting hit over the back of the head until you take the time to learn your lesson.
Right. Yeah. So if you're saying, why is this happening to me again? You kind of know that, that's a clue. I need to be listening to it. So one quick solution is to be aware of your feelings and emotions and I like to say, name the emotion. This is acknowledging the emotion, and then you can sit with it for a moment and think about how it makes you feel. You can match it with an energy. You can name it as an animal and make that animal voice or noise, or you can just surround it with love, give it love. Whatever is, you're feeling at that moment is the right thing to do. So that's kind of what I like to say is just really sit with the emotion that you're feeling and name it, give it a name, and really try and give it some attention, because that's what it's asking for.
It is. It certainly is asking to be loved and honored and nurtured. And the very worst thing anyone could do would be to attach any negative self-talk to it, or blame or guilt or shame.
And that's what we and we will go into that. That's another energy drain there.
There we go. All right, I'm jumping ahead. We're clearly on the same page.
Yeah. So the lifestyle drain is the next drain that's very common. And this one is caused by stressors in our physical body that contribute to what's called inflammation, right? Oops, I lost you. So inflammation is just stress build up in the body, and it leaches the get up and go from you is kind of what I like to say. It makes you so you're distracted by whatever how it manifests. And so it might be pain. It might be a physical condition. It might be lack of just physical energy from inflammation, but you're not going to have the stamina to really run your business and feel successful and feel good. And one of the things that, really the symptoms, I guess, would be needing caffeine when you get up in the morning, having a hard time waking up without, caffeine, and feeling tired when you wake up, or having generalized physical problems like pain or achy joints, or you look older than you feel, or you feel foggy or unproductive, overwhelmed and disorganized. These are all kind of stress indicators. And the contributors are the way you live your life. So not getting enough sleep, not eating enough the right foods, not getting the right kind of movement, not taking time for yourself, not taking time for relaxation and rejuvenation, not allowing yourself to enjoy life. And that's so important. And we leave that on the table a lot of the times. Like, that's not for me. I need to work. I need to get this done. Right? So
it's coming back to the first, the nurturing yourself, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's
putting
really
yourself first.
Yeah, that's what it's about. We're supposed to be here on earth to be joyful, I believe. And so I think it comes back to being joyful. And when you're not enjoying, then that's a sign that something's out of alignment.
Absolutely. And I see this a lot with my clients, Lisa, that when they come in to see me personally, I see the lack of joy, and it just breaks my heart because there is so much to be had. People have disconnected from that. And if that's one thing, one message we can deliver through this whole recording is to just look for the joy and follow that. It will lead you to the right place.
Yes, absolutely. That's kind of how to... The cliff notes on how to navigate life, right? Just follow the joy.
Yes, so true, so true. So with regards to a solution for the lifestyle drain,
that's pretty much it. We just take time to enjoy life. I mean, stepping away from what you're doing to refill your own cup, so you're adding your own energy back, is really going to refresh you. Make time for a rest, make time for a renewal of that energy, and pay attention to stressors that impact your body. If you listen to successful people, they'll tell you that this is a priority in their lives. They eat right, they get enough sleep, they exercise, they meditate, because these are things that really impact their business in a big way.
Absolutely. And if you're looking for joy and you can't afford to take the family to the Bahamas just yet, a walk out in nature.
Yes.
Take the kids to climb some trees. There's so much that can be done that doesn't cost a thing.
Oh, so much. You can go outside and skip. You can swing. You can, pick up a rock and skip it across the water. I mean, just go back to your childhood.
Yeah, grab a boogie board and have some fun. It's just get dumped a few times. It's just, and find someone that lifts you up too, and just spend time with them. That helps as well. So worthiness lifestyle. Can't wait for the third one.
Third one, yeah. So the third one is the judgment energy drain.
Oh,
so this occurs when you have those little gremlins in your head that keep spinning, those thoughts. You wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, oh my God, I got to do this and I got to do that. And they don't ever go away. And this really sucks the power out of you, the energy out of you by keeping you up at night, worried, thinking that, thinking about things that had happened yesterday, that you should have done this, or you should have done that. Maybe having the same thing happen repeatedly and unable to get it out of your head. And like I said, people with this kind of energy drain use the word should or coulda or woulda. Those are signs of this judgment energy drain. And this creates a fear about your situation. And, it can make you think that instead of having a great life, you're really just surviving.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nobody wants to be in survival mode, right? We want to thrive. But when we live in the future, in the past, in these different dimensions than where we really are, that's where this energy gets sucked up.
So true.
Yeah. So, and this energy drain is big in your business because it keeps you stuck and it keeps you playing small. Just with these thoughts that keep, draining you. So when you have this energy drain, you feel tired, you feel overwhelmed by everything that you should do. Your energy is drained from being judgmental to yourself and to other people. And your self-talk is worse than it is to your own enemy, to your worst enemy. You need to talk to your enemy this way. But then you're so down on yourself, you're beating yourself up all the time. So what happens is you actually close off opportunities that could expand your business. You close off your opportunities to receive, and you tend to be a perfectionist, and you may sleep out of boredom or frustration, not necessarily because you're physically tired, but because you just want to stop the thoughts in your head. I know that's happened to me where it's just like, I got to walk away and take a nap because I don't want to think anymore.
Yeah.
So you try and plug this up by also trying to avoid situations or trying to control the outcome of the situation, which, you can't do. So like I said, this is living in the past or the future, from information overload, from an overstimulated environment where you need to feel on all the time. It can also be caused by too much clutter around you. That blocks the flow. It could be not having enough time to decompress. So, this really affects your business, I like to say mojo, this business mojo, your energy that you have in your business. So the solution to this one is to be present, is just to, instead of thinking about the future, I like to call worry, thinking about, creating a story that you don't want to happen. That's all worry is, because you don't know what's going to happen. So the key here is to take time to quiet your mind. And it may sound really easy, but if you have this energy drain, it's going to be really hard because thoughts are going on all the time, right?
I know. I've lived in that part. I've lived in that world. It's horrific. It's horrible.
Yes. And, it's people with this kind of energy drain that are stuck in this mode of constant thought can't even imagine what bliss feels like. They can't even imagine what meditating for 5 minutes would feel like, because they can't get there because of all the thoughts in their head. So, an easy solution to this is just, like you said, go out in nature. Quiet your mind is going to be challenging, but just go out and instead of focusing on the thoughts in your head, maybe listen to the birds or the kids playing or, whatever sounds you hear around you. And another thing is you can volunteer with a charity or somewhere where you are with people that are less fortunate than you are. There's a reward for you in this, which is you're getting your mind off of your own problems. So
yeah, absolutely. And it also helps you step into gratitude.
Yes.
And being grateful for the things that you do have, as opposed to feeling shameful and guilty about the things that you don't have.
Right. So
that's massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Well, yeah. So we've gone into the worthiness, the lifestyle, and the judgment drains or traps. Same thing, really. What's the big number 4?
So the big number 4 is called the disconnection drain. And this one is really closely tied to your business mojo. And when I say business mojo, it's like your mojo is your energy and how you show up in your business. It's what attracts people to you. So this is really an important one. And this trap will suck the joy and the life out of the playfulness out of your life. I mean, you have you feel kind of apathetic, I think. So if you find yourself to be serious all the time or focused on time or militant about structure or, these things are important, but to the point where you're like over the top, then you probably have this energy drain. If you're a workaholic, if you feel like life's too hard and you always have bad luck, you smile, infrequently, if you don't like to laugh, you're just, very serious, then, you're probably affected by this. And I think this is the most dangerous of the energy traps, because you fill yourself up with the belief that you have to become something other than what you already are.
Oh, yeah.
That you aren't already successful. You feel like you're not already successful. And so this drain makes you feel really disconnected from your essence, from everything and everyone around you. So some of the symptoms here are this trap smashes your self-worth. It keeps you feeling shameful or guilty, unsuccessful. You're repelling people without even really noticing that you're doing it. And when you're out of alignment energetically, people feel confused, right? If you're going to a business and they don't know what they're doing and they're confused, they're out of alignment, you're going to be confused. So this is really important for business.
Yeah.
People will pass you over. They'll go to the next person. So
they will.
Yeah. And we'll talk about authenticity all the time. And this is really the same thing. It's, being in integrity and authentic with who you are, knowing yourself and energetically putting it out there and knowing your worth. And so when you have this disconnection energy drain, you don't feel worthy. You don't feel connected to your spirit. This is the spiritual energy drain.
Yeah, that's huge.
To your being. I mean, just being here on earth is enough to be successful. You don't have to be anything else. So I think this drain makes you feel invisible, unheard, and miserable. I mean, this can really make you feel like a prisoner in your own life.
Yeah.
Trapped.
Yeah. And I come across so many people that are there, and it's a joy to be able to help people from that space. Yeah. And all of us that are in that position to be able to do that now have felt that at some stage in our own lives. Otherwise, we couldn't be teaching it now.
That's right. Yeah. When you're out of alignment, it's crazy. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. No, that's all right. That's fine. Now, I know that there are going to be people that are going to want to take this further, and I have an inkling that you've got something for them to do just that with.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I've done is I put together a challenge. It's not really a challenge. It's just it's a worksheet that you can look through to discover what your number 1 energy drain is. And so when you go through this, it's like a workbook. It's like a little guidebook that will allow you to figure out what your energy drain is, and then it'll tell you what the solution is, so that you can kind of work on that one thing that's keeping you really stuck.
That is fantastic. Fantastic. And the link for that, people, is in the show notes. So please just scroll down from the recording that you're listening to and get your hands onto that with Lisa's beautiful compliments.
Thank you. Yeah, it's going to help you really get into action so you can really make a great impact in your business.
And that's the point. There's no point listening to podcast after podcast, interview after interview, and reading article after article if you're not going to embody it and change things.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, Lisa, I'm going to ask you for 3 hot takeaways to avoid these drains.
Okay. Well, I think, the first one is to really feel into what you're doing and navigate life through your feelings and really be sensitive to that. If things are right for you, if they're not right for you, following the joy, that's kind of what I say. So, and then, if you are seeing patterns and things showing up in your life that you don't want, those are there for you as a gift to really look at and see what they're trying to tell you. They're gifts from your past. We don't think of them as gifts because they're like annoying things, right?
They're like getting hit in the face with a wet fish.
Right, exactly. But it is, because once you realize what you need to know, you just move to the next level of where where you are. So that would be tip number 2. Tip number 3, I think, is just spend time with yourself. That's really important, to take time for you to nourish yourself, to replenish yourself, to have fun. You've got to step away from the computer. You've got to step away from your business. You have to, or you don't bring yourself into what you're doing. You're depleted. That would be my 3rd one.
Yeah, look, your words are hitting me fair in the heart. They're speaking truth, unlimited. It's really beautiful to hear it and delivered with such practical advice and wisdom as well. It's truly an honour to be sharing this space with you, Lisa. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
Now, again, guys and girls, the links are down in the show notes. But Lisa, would you please just let people know where they can find you?
Yeah, sure. My website is femana.com. It's F as in female, EMANNA. So it's a combination of female plus the mana, which is your power within. So femana.
Ah, beautiful. Then that's just .com?
Yes.
Fantastic. So just a recap for you beautiful folks that are listening that were lucky enough to find us. The 4 energy drains, the top one is the worthiness trap. We've got the lifestyle trap, the judgment trap, and the disconnection drain. If you felt a resonance to those as we were speaking, please link in below and grab the worksheet that Lisa's very kindly offered up. It's free. And work through this. Don't get stuck. Don't stay there. You don't have to anymore. You've got help at your fingertips. So if your life is not where you'd like it to be, we're here to remind you that you don't have to do this journey alone. Not anymore. It's too hard that way. So guys, if you're looking to find me, you'll do so in our online community at Entrepreneurs Globally Unite, also at energymindsetandhealing.com. My name is Michelle Reinhardt. It's been my absolute pleasure to spend this time with Lisa Meisells. Lisa, thank you for all that you bring to the table, all that you do for us women and for humanity.
Thank you so much, Michelle. This is amazing. You're doing such a service to people. Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. And that's it from us this week, guys and girls. Show up, shine bright. That's why you're here. With huge love from Michelle and Lisa. Bye for now.